Hello and welcome. You are listening to Fully Booked with Elicia Crook on the AB&P Podcast Network. You already have the hands-on skills to help clients. Now you're looking for a simple way to get more bookings. If you're a massage therapist or body worker staring at an empty booking calendar, wondering where the next clients are going to come from, I see you and I've been there. I can't tell you how much easier business and life became once I figured out how to bring new clients in fast when I needed to fill a gap. That's exactly why I created Fast 5. It's a brand new mini course from the Health Leader Co that gives you the fastest, most effective strategies to bring in new clients right now. It's designed so you can watch and implement immediately and get bookings flowing. It's on sale right now, usually $347, and right now it's $167. You'll also receive 4 CE credits with NCB TMB. You'll find it at go.healthleaderco.com/fast5. Now, today's podcast is all about mechanics. We've covered mindset and marketing in the last 2 episodes, and this is about the mechanics. The systems are the back end of your business. Mechanics refers to systemization, turning chaos in our business or ad hoc habits into a structured, repeatable process. It means creating clear procedures so tasks can be done predictably, reliably, and not just by you, but potentially by anyone who follows the system. So why on earth does this matter? Efficiency, less confusion, faster execution, consistency, the same quality every time, scalability, and growth that doesn't rely on your memory or mental load. This blows my mind, but corporate employees lose between 1.8 and 2.5 hours a day searching for files, information, or people, which is literally 25% of their work week spent on trying to find stuff because often it's not systemized well. And check this, if you have one small task that takes you 10 minutes a day, and you keep going, I'll just keep doing it. If it's a repeatable task that is possible to be systemized and you spend 10 minutes a day on it and you keep going, I'll just do it the easy way instead of systemizing it, or it's easier for me to do instead of passing on to someone else. It's roughly 40 hours a year, which is one full working week. So 10 minutes a day of doing a repeatable system that could be systemized is costing us a week of our lives. That's why systemization matters. In 2013, I actually discovered that my qualification was out of date. I had studied in the year 2000 and I was grandfathered in under that qualification. However, I realized that if I wanted to teach that I had to bring it up to the national qualification. So I went back to TAFE to restudy my diploma of remedial massage. Because I held no other qualification, I was fully funded to complete recognition of prior learning, which meant I had to demonstrate competency in every subject and provide evidence from my clinic and prove that I knew what I was talking about. I was really grateful to have an incredible coordinator guiding me through the process. She was an absolute legend of a mentor in my life. And 2 things became really clear. First is that I knew far more than I realized that I did. Because I had this internal story of I'm just a therapist. I've only had a few years experience. I'm younger than everybody else. And meanwhile, I'd actually been in practice, when I look at this, 13 years, right? And second, it actually made me quantify everything. How often do you service your electric tables? Do you ever clean underneath them? Are your electrical appliances tested and tagged as required here in Australia? Do you know what your OH&S requirements are or safety requirements are? Do you have an emergency evacuation plan? Does your team know where the first aid kit is? Can they use the fire extinguisher on the wall? When is your insurance due? Do you have a CE plan? Are you clear on your marketing plan for the next 3 months? All of these things, I realized I didn't have a clue. And actually, when I looked at it, I was like, if I don't know where the first aid kit, how on earth am I meant to tell my team where the first aid kit is? So systems are about scheduling the things you normally leave to chance and doing the right things on purpose. A way to look at how many systems do I need or to think about is it depends on the kind of business that you have. There's an osteopathic principle called structure governs function. And when we have a look, say, at the shoulder joint gives us a lot more movement. We have a 1/3 articulative surface, which means that we have lots and lots of movement in our shoulder. If we have a look or contrast this with our hip joint, which has an 80% articulative surface and is very, very strong. Our business can be a little bit like that. At the start, it's often quite nimble and mobile and just doesn't need a lot of structure because just get clients in the door. Whereas as our business grows and we start to create more structure, we start to get more clients in the door. We start to, make sure maybe we're starting to miss things, like things are actually becoming a little bit more solid, a little bit more certain. We want to make sure that our business is really starting to become structured like our hip, because if we are trying to do the movement of our hip with our shoulder, shoulders don't like that so much. Whereas when we start to do the right movement with our hip joint, it has all the structure to be able to move us forward and propel us forward in a really powerful way. Okay, so how do you start? If you're like, all right, I've realized I'm a shoulder and I need to be a hip, let's go. How do we actually start? Well, start one. No good entrepreneur ever opens up a blank document called Clinic Systems and starts at the top and works their way through. If you have, reach out to me. I'm super curious as to how you do that. Most of us need a lot more variety in our life. And it's not fun because we tend to stare at a blank screen and that's what comes back to us, just a blank brain. So instead, have a look at, what have I missed this week? What's annoyed me this week? What feels messy? What did I fix twice? Or, what did I answer more than once? Because that's what your gold is. Because if it's repetitive or it's confusing, it needs a system. Step 2, track before you fix. So just pick a month and go, okay, you know what? I'm just going to track how many clients I've seen, what my revenue was, what's my average spend of my clients, what's my rebooking rate, have I sold gift vouchers or gift cards or gift certificates, how many were redeemed, what marketing actions did I take, new clients acquired, and just literally just take the data. Don't judge it, don't fix it, just track it, because clarity often removes drama. When you can see the numbers, we stop guessing. And I think it's a little bit like when you're driving a car and you have the dashboard in front of you. If you notice that you're doing 60 miles an hour in a 50 zone, you instantly go, I need to course correct. I need to adjust my behavior according to the data I'm seeing. Just like in business, if you're testing and measuring and you're starting to track these things and all of a sudden you're like, actually, I'm not really sure that I like those things, then you can course correct. You can do something about it. But to start with, quantify what's actually happening. Step 4, record, don't write. I mean, you totally can write if you want to, but I think it's way easier if you're actually doing the things. Record what you're doing. You can open your phone, record yourself explaining what you're doing. Literally, you can video it. You can get it transcribed later. You can use AI or you can use a voice note to transcribe for you as well. So you can literally just record yourself. Hey, today I'm doing the opening procedures, blah, 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 blah. Like literally record it as you're going. And then, AI will help you make a checklist, or you can make a checklist on your transcribes. Like it's so much easier these days to do this. And which I think is just totally awesome. You can literally just create the system without adding extra work. Step 5, the weekly CEO hour. Block out an hour a week. Now, look, the truth is, no one's going to do that, or rarely are people going to do that. But you know what? Block out an hour a month to just sit down and actually review your numbers. Do a bit of self-reflection. Where are you doing really well in your treatments? Where could you do even better? Is there something going on, like a persistent pattern of people that keep coming in that you're like, I wish I could tweak that? Even just an hour a month can help you identify friction points, document or refine a system. Like if you did one system a week, that's 52 systems a year. Yeah, and most clinics don't have more than 20 documented if we're lucky. But within 12 months, it's like things would be starting to really change. And then step 6 is literally just let the data decide. Like if your rebooking rate is low, build a rebooking script. If your retail is inconsistent, build a recommendation framework. If revenue fluctuates, build a marketing calendar. The thing is that emotions are a little bit like the weather. They go up and down. Sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot. Like emotions are like that. But data gives us clarity. A lot like when we drive our car. We can take the data. If our engine light comes on, Preferably, we don't turn the music up and floor it. Just as our dashboard gives us the data, that's how we should drive our business. Just seeing these systems, procedures, points of friction as information that actually allows us to change, allows us to course correct and change direction or change or adjust our behavior if we needed to. Systemization is obviously not about being corporate. It's really just about thinking about how to make a business more efficient. It protects you. It actually protects your energy. And I think that business doesn't always become easier with more clients. It becomes easier with more structure. Christine says, so that you're not chained to the table living a laundry-filled life. That's why we talk about having really good systems. Kerwin Ray, an entrepreneur I followed for many years, used to say, if you don't do the right things, you will hit the wrong things with surprising accuracy every time. If you're not intentionally focusing on the right actions, you're going to consistently do the wrong ones. But structure plus discipline equals freedom. Because without structure, often we will accurately hit the wrong targets. And that's why systems matter. Not because we love spreadsheets, but because time compounds. And reclaimed time can be reinvested into growth, strategy, leadership, rest, and even going home on time. For more insights, practical tips, and inspiration to take your practice to the next level, subscribe to the ABMP podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.